everyone, thank you for checking out today's video. Welcome to my channel, Jersey Shore Pondscapes Videos. My name is Chris. I've been building koi ponds for almost 30 years now, and I've put together this channel basically to help share with you some of the things that I've learned over the years. Hopefully, if you're looking to build a pond or you have a pond, you need some help, you have some questions, there's some problems you have, hopefully you can find a video here that can help you out and answer those questions for you. I have a ton of videos here on everything from design, construction of different ponds to aquatic plants, fish, pond filtration, chemicals, all kinds of just about everything you can think of here. And it's all broken down into little different playlists. So you can, find your way around and navigate and find what you're looking for a little bit easier by using those playlists. So again, thank you for checking out today's video. I don't want to waste any more time. We're going to dive right into it. Today's video is basically about some pond products that I feel are gimmicks or a waste of money. Some things that I've seen over the years, I see over and over again that sometimes they just don't work. They're not worth the money. And I see people buying these things and just say, oh, you just wasted your money. So I'm doing this to hopefully help you not waste your money, not waste your time, and give you some good advice here. So again, we're looking at some products that I feel are gimmicks. Not necessarily that the product is bad, but it's just a waste of money. They don't work well. There's other ways to do things, stuff like that. So first off, we're going to talk about pond salt. All right. Now, pond salt can be a very important product. Okay, it's can be very good in your pond, and it definitely has some positive uses for it. However, there are some pros and cons with using salt. Now, I have a whole nother video on this channel. You can see up here. All about pond salt and how to use it, how much to use, what we use it for, and what are the pros and cons of using salt in your pond. So I'm not going to get into all that right now because I don't want this video to be an hour long. But what I will say is that if you go to your local aquarium shop, pet store, garden center, pond supply store, wherever, and you need to buy salt, a lot of times they're selling you salt in little containers. Sometimes maybe they might have a 10-pound bag or a 20-pound bag or something like that, which is good, but a lot of times they're in little containers. Now I happen to have one right here, just a little container. It's 40 ounces of salt. It's about 2.5 pounds of salt. There's no price tag on this. I've had it for a while, but I want to say this is probably at least $10, $12 for this little thing of salt. Okay. Now, it's salt, okay? There's nothing magical, nothing special in here that's not, out of the ordinary, all right? Pond salt, it's salt, all right? Now, what I do is I go to Home Depot or Lowe's, and you can buy a 40-pound bag of natural salt crystals that are used for water conditioning systems, okay? You don't want pool salt, you don't want, rust remover or system saver or anything like that. You just want pure, natural salt crystals, okay? And again, they use them for water softeners. So you can find them in, Home Depot, Lowe's, all that kind of stuff. Now, that 40-pound bag, it used to be like, $6, $7. I think they're like $9.99 now or something. But still, $10 for 40 pounds, okay? Where this 2.5-pound thing probably cost you at least $10, if not more. All right? Now, the real problem is, if you have a larger pond and you need to treat for like parasites, we're using salt at a rate of 3 pounds per 100 gallons, all right? If you need, let's say you have a 1,000-gallon pond, that's 30 pounds of salt you need to put into it. you need to buy 15 of these at $10 a piece to treat your pond. Or you can buy one 40-pound bag for 10 bucks and have 10 pounds of salt left over. All right? It's a gimmick, okay? Don't spend all that money on pond salt, you know, at your pet shop or aquarium store or whatever, all right? Go to Home Depot, go to Lowe's. If you have a 10,000-gallon pond, you need to treat for parasites. You're going to need 300 pounds of salt. You want to buy 150 of these? It's ridiculous, right? $1,500 or more? $10 for 40-pound bag of salt at your, you know, Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever. Okay, same stuff, works just as well, no difference. All right. My next thing is dechlorinator. All right. Now, dechlorinator is a really important product. We need dechlorinator if we have city water at our house. If our homes are supplied by a municipal water source, it contains chlorine and chloramines in that water. They are extremely toxic to your fish, and they will kill your fish quickly. We need a dechlorinator. It's really, really important. Now, if you go to your pet shop, okay, your aquarium store, your pond store, wherever, you can buy dechlorinators. They often have different sizes and often several different companies that make the same product, okay? Now, I just did a whole video about dechlorinators, okay? So please check out this video because there's a lot of important stuff on here and what you need to know. What I want to tell you right here is simply that what you're buying at your pond store, your aquarium store, your pet shop is an absolute ripoff, okay? You are spending all your money on basically a bottle of water with maybe a half a teaspoon of dechlorinator in it. All right. Now, we can buy dechlorinator in its pure form. It's a chemical called sodium thiosulfate, and you can buy, you know, a whole bag of sodium thiosulfate that'll treat 100,000 gallons of water for a fraction of the price that a little bottle does in the store. Again, I have this whole video about it. Please check that out because it's really important. It's a very common issue. Many people have city water in their homes. We have to treat those ponds with a dechlorinator to remove that chlorine and chloramine. But going to the pet shop, going to the pond store, going to and buying a little bottle for $15 to treat, you know, 3,000 gallons of water is an absolute ripoff. All right, they'll never tell you that, but I am. All right, check out this video. It'll save you a ton of money. You want to buy sodium thiosulfate. You can mix your own little solutions, and it'll cost you absolutely pennies compared to what this stuff at the store does. Same product. Absolute same product. What you're buying at the pet store is a bottle of water with a little tiny bit of sodium thiosulfate in it. All right. Here you can buy the pure form. Mix it yourself. You'll have enough forever. Okay, for a fraction of the price. Now, while we're on the same subject of these pond additives, I want to talk about different bio boosters, different bacteria products to add your pond to start up your biological filtration, start up, you know, all the bacteria build up in your pond. All right, I want to talk about that briefly. Again, I just don't see it. All right, to me, it's another waste of money. Now, you are buying a bacteria culture, supposedly, in a bottle, all right? Just to me, makes sense. Hear me out. If it's a live bacteria culture that you're buying in this bottle that you need to add to your pond, that bacteria has got to have a shelf life, okay? We don't know how long it's been sitting on that shelf. Not only that, what has that bottle been exposed to as far as weather conditions? Was it shipped in the back of a truck in sub-freezing temperatures? Was it shipped in a truck when it was 140 degrees inside that truck? Is that bacteria culture still alive? Okay, now, here's another thing. Again, just common sense thinking with me. If you're into biological filtration, you understand that in our biological filters, what we want to do is we want to create a healthy environment to grow this bacteria. And that's basically an aerobic environment, an oxygen-rich environment. We need to be pumping water, oxygen-rich water over this stuff for it to thrive. Okay? How oxygen-rich is that bottle? How long is that bacteria going to survive in a bottle with no oxygen? Okay? Just my thoughts. All right? Now there's a couple other things with this. All right? If you have a brand new pond and you're adding this bacteria in here to boost your filter system, right? Grow the bacteria in your filter system. Well, the bacteria needs ammonia. Okay, this type of bacteria that we want to grow needs ammonia to feed, to thrive, to grow. If you have a brand new pond, you're dumping this stuff in, there's no ammonia in your pond. There's nothing in this pond for the bacteria to feed on. Now granted, you're going to start off with a few small fish. They will produce some ammonia. But how much ammonia are they going to produce? Are they going to produce enough that's going to feed all that bacteria if we're even putting bacteria in to begin with? All right? Probably not. Some of these products say initially you use, I'm going to say, a gallon for a 1,000-gallon pond. After the initial dosage, you use a half a gallon every week for like a booster. All right? Once your pond is established, your biological filtration is functioning, it's working. There's so much bacteria in there. The amount of bacteria that's going to grow in your filter system is going to be the appropriate amount to feed on the available amount of ammonia in your pond. If you're dumping more bacteria into the pond, it's not going to have the food. We're not producing more ammonia to feed more bacteria. Once you have that natural buildup in your pond, you're done. You don't need to add more, okay? So there's a lot to this. I also read studies where they set up two exactly identical systems, brand new systems, pond systems. One they treated with the bio boosters, one they did not. Both ponds cycled at about the same time. The bacteria comes naturally. Okay, we don't need to add this stuff. All these enzymes and microbes and all this stuff that's sludge away, that's gonna take all that sludge and rotting debris in your pond and make it disappear. No, okay. It's going to help break things down. If those enzymes are alive and they actually do work in your pond, yeah, they will take a leaf and they will turn it into, break it down into mud, all right? But it's not removing the mud. It's not removing all that stuff, all right? Your filter needs to do that. Yeah, there's a whole science to the enzymes and the bacteria and stuff in your pond, and I'm not saying that it's not good. You do want it, absolutely. But when you buy this stuff in a bottle in the store and you're putting it in your pond, I just don't have any kind of proof, at least that I've seen, that you need it, that it actually is going to be really beneficial in your pond. Just don't see it. Now there's cases, like I said, some of these enzymes and bacteria and stuff that help break down organic waste. Yeah, sometimes that can help if your pond's a mess. But if you keep your pond clean, there's nothing in there to break down. You're spending a lot of money. Now, the good thing about these products is some of my clients go out and they buy this stuff and they come up to me and say, hey Chris, look, I bought this stuff at the store. They say I need to put this in. And I look at it like, oh, you just wasted $39. I don't know if it's going to help. okay? If your pond is healthy system, it's a healthy system. You don't need all this extra crap. But the flip side is it's not a toxic chemical, so it's not going to hurt. So if you buy this stuff, use it, put it in, all right? It's not going to hurt. I can't say it's going to help, but it's not going to hurt, all right? Okay, so that's my little spiel on that. Next thing is other pond treatments that are like general medications, general water treatments for your pond, all right? Don't waste your money, all right? If you don't know what you need to treat for, then don't buy something that's going to treat 10 different things, because I guarantee you those 10 different things that it's going to say it treats, it doesn't do that good of a job. All right? If you have a parasite on your fish and you buy a multi-purpose medication, the chances that it's going to be really, really effective on the parasites that you need it to be effective on is slim to none. Okay? Because it's just such a broad spectrum thing. All right? It's just a waste. If you have parasites, buy a medication specifically for parasites, or use salt. Okay? But you get my point, okay? These real broad spectrum water treatment things, like, what are we treating for? What's the problem we have in our pond? We need to figure that one out first. Let's just not say, well, I want to be preventative. I don't want to have a problem, so I'm just going to buy this stuff and it takes care of 10 different things. No, it's a gimmick, all right? It's a waste. I just don't see it, all right? What's it going to do? If it's doing 10 different things, it's not going to be really good at all 10 things, all right? So it's probably not going to help you. It's probably just a waste of your money. Finally, the last little thing I want to talk about are pond vacuums. There's all kinds of different pond vacuums that are sold. I've been doing this stuff forever. I've never seen one that, well, I don't want to say that doesn't work well. I want to say that isn't a pain in the neck to use. All right. Most of these little pond vacuums just don't work well. They can clean up some stuff, then they get clogged. It takes 2 seconds for them to get clogged up, and then they don't work. Then you got to take it out. You got to clean it all up. Then you put it in, and 2 seconds later, it's clogged up again. It's either that or, they don't pick up half of the crap at all. Pond vacuums are just a waste. I have not seen one. I had a client went out and bought one for $700, came back and used the thing, and it was just, what a mess. Just a pain in the neck to use. And it really stirred more crap up than it did clean. All right? I hear pond vacuums and I cringe. It's almost as bad as lights. When I hear pond lights, I cringe with them too. But that's a whole other video on pond lighting, so you might want to check that out. Just a pet peeve of mine. I don't like pond lights. I just have a lot of issues with so many clients that have them, that they're not working and stuff. But that's another ball game. But yeah, pond vacuums, I just don't see it. No matter how good they sound in those descriptions, most of them are just a real gimmick. They're a pain in the neck. They don't clean very much. They clog up really fast. Just becomes a nightmare. I just drain the ponds down, take the fish out, put them in holding tanks, and then I can use a wet dry shop vac and I can clean the bottom of that pond like there's no tomorrow. And it's really a lot easier and it gets the job done. So yeah, okay, so those are just a few things that I wanted to talk to you about today that I feel are or could be a waste of money when it comes to your pond hobby. And there's better things to spend your money on that work better. And like I said, salt is an important product. It's not a bad product. It's just the way it's sold and promoted and advertised for pond use, that it's a gimmick, that you're spending a lot more for pond salt unnecessarily. The dechlorinator, very important stuff. You need it. If you have city water, you need dechlorinator. You should always have dechlorinator. But you are getting majorly ripped off by buying a bottle of dechlorinator at your pet shop, pond store, garden center, whatever. All right, the bacterias, the live bio booster stuff, I haven't seen evidence that it actually does something. And like I said, the shelf life of it, what are you actually putting in your pond? We don't know. There's no way to prove that it's not like you pour it in your pond and tomorrow everything's beautiful. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. Okay, the pond treatments, just be careful, know what you're treating for, buy the right product that you need for your specific problem. And the pond vacuums I haven't seen one that I like in years and years and years. All right. So thank you very much for watching. I hope it helped you out, gave you some good information, saved you some money. Please check out those other videos that I was saying here, the one on the salt, the one on the dechlorinator. I have a whole nother video on pond products as far as pond additives and chemicals and stuff. Definitely there's a video on pond lighting. You can check that one out too. But thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out and encourages me. It keeps me wanting to do more for you. And the more likes and more subscribers, the more these videos become available, visible to more and more people. So that builds up the channel and life is good. All right. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Hopefully we'll see you back real soon. Take care. Have a great day. Enjoy your pond. Bye.